Hey, Chris, the Dating Doc here, and I want to talk about something that's near and dear to me because it's something that I truly enjoy, and I feel that you guys out there, you can apply this to your dating game, and really, it's bigger than the dating game. It's your life overall. I noticed that when it comes to PUA, red pill, male dating coaches, a lot of the focus is on the physical as well as the game itself, right? So you learn a lot of seduction techniques, how to pick up a girl at a bar, how to chat her up, how to drop into her DMs. And I'm really targeting the younger crowd, okay? I'm talking guys, college age crowd, all the way to older 20s that they search these videos. Now, the reason being is you're motivated by the sex game, right? By the fact that there's this validation and this acceptance, and it could lead to something physical. So we want to learn the seduction techniques, or again, the emphasis on the physical. Now, I'm not saying this is wrong. I'm not, I don't want you to take things out of context and think that I'm arguing that. What I am saying though is that if you're only learning seduction, or if you're only learning gaming, red pill, whatever you want to call it, it's analogous to chewing a piece of bubble gum versus learning how to fish, right? That's a difference, right? So I want you to frame this mentally in what I'm about to say. So other than fitness and the game, what else as a man should you be discussing or should you be working on when it comes to dating? First off, financial. One thing that a lot of folks in their 20s and even in the 30s and beyond is only about 33% of people in the US save an adequate amount for the retirement. Now, we like to spend. As Americans, we like to spend, right? And that does boost the economy. I got that. But here's the deal. You have to be able to show some self-restraint and discipline and be able to save some money, whether that's through an IRA, whether it's traditional or Roth IRA. Learn the difference. Get up on that game. Learn about the 4% rule. I'm not going to go into it too much. Look it up yourself. If you have a 401k and your company is matching it, take advantage of that. If you're spending more money on an Xbox DLC for a game that should have included that DLC in the game, you're actually wasting money. If you're wasting money on $200 tabs and you're not getting laid, you're not getting a job out of it, you're not growing a business from that $200 alcohol tab, then that's gone, right? The most you got was you were hungover, and that money is gone. So get straight on finances. Learn how to show some restraint and learn what it means when we're talking about 529, which is it's like an educational savings for future kids if you're looking at having kids. And if you're looking at me all crazy and you're saying, oh man, what is this fool talking about? I got to look good and all that. Hey, if you're trying to attract the right kind of woman and you can talk about finances, you're already elevated to another level compared to saying, well, let me buy this Ciroc here. Let me try to impress her with Ciroc. Let me try to impress her with this. You get some of these real cool girl next door type. They could be the biggest freaks because you talk about finances and you're about your finances. So that's one thing that you want to study up on. Another, study up on history. Okay, and I know again, y'all not back in college, and you got to take a history quiz or whatever, but just learn about the world around you overall. Okay, whether that's history, whether it's philosophy, whether it's astronomy, try to find how you fit into all of that. About the lessons learned from the Roman Empire. Learn about Caligula, crazy ass emperor from the Roman times. Learn about Genghis Khan and why him and the Mongolians spread their seed all throughout Asia. Just find genuine interest in things outside of porn, video games, the dating game, the game. Get away, and then just Netflix, right? Get away from just that basic type of mentality. Study up on, you know, fourth dimension or whatnot, you know, all this stuff. And I say this because nowadays a lot of us are addicted to politics. So again, with anything that I say, it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. I'm not downing talking about politics or social causes, because those are important. But study up on things outside of the realm of what's viral. Okay? Get out there, get you a book. Okay, same thing too. When you read a book, you're at a coffee shop and you're reading a book, read the damn book. Don't space out trying to read the paragraphs because you're trying to see who's looking. Get in there, read the book. Don't worry who's watching you, who's around you. And I bet you have more of a chance of attracting the right kind of woman who can still be a crazy ass freak, who's also reading a book. And meanwhile, if you didn't catch any girl's number, you're still reading a book. You're still getting knowledge that you can apply to your life. So have that kind of mentality. Have the kind of mentality that transcends dating. If you got women around you, if you don't have women around you, that's okay. You're still growing as a person. Because this is what's going to happen. If you're the type of guy that is so focused on just game, 10 or 20 years from now, let's say you got a nice corporate job, you know, you're now middle management, senior management, you know, and you go out to dinner, or you go to a networking event, you can't even keep up with the conversations, right? Because people are having all kinds of conversations about music, 70s, 80s music, movies. They can go into astronomy. They definitely would go into finances. And if you have no idea, right, and you're kind of like, damn, man, I could have been growing 3% every year mentally. I ended up growing 0.0012%. And that's because I beat a couple games, and because I got all these achievements on Xbox, and because I spent so much time on the hub, or, you know, on the Snapchat. And then you end up like looking like a fool. And the guys that are going to be doing well at that time are the ones that are up on their game. They don't even look at it as game. That's just how they are. And I say this because now that I'm older, I'm close to 40, I know how it was back then. Okay? I know I would just blast my music, play my video games, and that was it. And then about 10 years ago, okay, about in my older 20s, I woke up to reality and said, you know what? I got to self-develop just to self-develop. Nowadays, y'all are trapped more. Y'all are trapped. Back then, we got the entire video game. Back then, we didn't. There was no DLC. Those sequels. That's it. Maybe roster updates for a sports game. We weren't trapped with Instagram. We weren't trapped with Snapchat. We weren't trapped with all these damn apps. We weren't trapped with the swiping culture of Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, take your pick. So we have more time to focus and develop and put some work in as men. As men first. Not as a single guy, but as men first. So, yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know, what's some topics that interest you. I want to get to know who's watching. Are you into astronomy? Are you into history? Are you into philosophy? Do you collect old sports memorabilia? And you got something to talk about there. Or you can also admit, you can fully be vulnerable and tell me, hey, I need to get up on it. I have become the basic version of a guy. Porn, video games, and that's it, right? If that's you, you can say that too. Because sometimes putting it out there and being accountable, there's some power in that. So hope you liked the video. Don't forget, okay? This is YouTube is like one of those things where you're watching TV nowadays. If you want more of these videos, you got to hit that subscribe, okay? Subscribe to my videos, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more from the Dating Doc. Take care.